Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Discovering Laguna Woods. I'm Cindy Whitney, and I'm standing here today with some of my very good friends, and we're all very excited. Friends, why are we excited? Because Woodstock is back! So stay right there, we're coming right back, and we're going to give you all the details. Stay right there. Well, I'm very excited now to be sitting here and speaking with my good friend Diane Johansson, who is the chairperson of the committee for Woodstock this year. And Diane, you are probably the busiest lady in show business right now.
That's right. It's amazing because, 2 years ago we had Woodstock, and last year we couldn't have it because of COVID. And so this year they just let us know a little while ago. And 2 years ago it took us 6 months to plan. This time we only have about 3 months to plan, so we're just going like crazy trying to plan it all. But it's so much fun, and we're so excited.
Oh, I know. Now you have some traditional things, I think, that that people look forward to because they've come for how many years have we had Woodstock here? We had, is this 11 now?
I think so.
11, because we missed the one. And so they've come. Many people have come this whole time, so they get used to some of the things, and they're very excited about that. But we have some new things. You have like a schedule. Is that something that's new?
That's right. 2 years ago when I took over, we wanted to change it up, and so we did a lot of changes, and we had 1,200 people that showed up at Woodstock 2 years ago.
Wow.
And we had a phenomenal amount of people and a lot of fun and a lot of activities. So this year, of course, we want to change it again because we don't like to do the same thing. And so we're having a wine and beer garden, and it'll be on the very back patio. We usually utilize Clubhouse 2 and the patio in front, but we'll be utilizing the back patio from 2 to 3, wine and beer, and a band X will be playing, so there'll be music for an hour, dancing, and hopefully pizza. That's in the works right now, we don't know for sure, but there'll be food and being have a good time back there. And then after that at 3 o'clock, we'll go inside Clubhouse 2, and one of the bands, for local bands, will start playing there, and at 3:30 the big bands will start on the outside patio.
Okay, so now we have a sort of a sense of what's going to be happening. Now let's get down to the nuts and bolts of it. Now, what is the date of Woodstock 2021?
September 18th, and everyone put it on your calendar because we want everyone to attend.
It's a Saturday?
It's a Saturday.
Okay, Clubhouse 2?
Clubhouse 2.
Okay, so...
and it's going to be from 2 to 9:30.
Okay.
And it'll be continuous music from 2 to 9:30.
When do they set up?
They'll be setting up earlier because at 2 o'clock we'll start out with a beer garden, as I mentioned, with beer and wine, with a GRF bar, and with dancing.
So they can set up early, meaning?
They can start setting up around 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And throughout the day, set up as they want to. And for people that are COVID conscious, then we've got Passive Park, which is right next to us right here, big green area. So there's plenty of room for people to spread out that might not want to be close together.
Oh, I think that's wonderful. That's very thoughtful. I think,
Yes.
Mindful of our circumstances. I understand you have a new sponsor this year?
Well, it's the same sponsor, but they changed names. It was Monarch Healthcare before, now it's Optum Healthcare.
Oh, okay.
And they're fantastic. They offered to help us out 2 years ago, and they kept that funds there and are letting us do it again this year, and they're fantastic.
They were great.
They're also helping us with buses. We'll have buses that will be taking people back and forth all day long, starting at 1 o'clock, and they can meet at Sylvester Senior Center or Community Center. And the buses will bring them right in here, they can unload, and they'll pick them up at the end of the event.
So the Florence Silvestri Community Center.
Big lot.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
And then also our Laguna Woods Community Center on El
That's
Toro.
correct.
They can go there, park their cars, and there'll be a bus. How often?
About every 20 minutes they'll run.
And to and from?
They're just to and from. They're
All day?
continuous all day long.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yes.
Okay.
There's not a lot of parking in here. And 2 years ago it was 1,200 people. We expect 2,000 this year.
Yeah, and we don't want anybody to say, oh gee, it's going to be crowded. When you're facilitating their arriving and leaving so successfully, I think that people will say, oh, okay, I will definitely come then.
We're also going to be using the GRF security this year, so that we make sure that things are flowing nicely and people can come and go very nicely and very easily.
It sounds like you've met in committee meetings and said, let's do a sort of a debrief of things that have worked and not worked in the past. Is that what you've been doing?
Yes. We found out with the survey what people really wanted and what they didn't, and so we're trying to comply to a lot of that as well.
Yes.
And we'll have food this year again.
Yes.
Restaurant 19 and Laguna Cafe will be back with food, which is wonderful. People need to bring money if they can, because they'll want to purchase food. Maybe they can bring their own, of course, their own food and drinks and everything, that's like they always do in picnic.
Yes.
But there will be food supplied here. Maybe, hopefully, pizza out on the back bar, a back patio as well from 2 to 3, and that's still, like I said, in negotiation. But then we have vendors as well, Cindy, and we have some crafters. There'll be jewelry for sale. There's going to be clothing for sale.
I was going to ask you about that.
yeah, and sunglasses and T-shirts. I think even beach towels.
Oh my
gosh. All kinds of fun things to buy.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, and then for free, we're going to have face painters, like your little cute face is done. And we'll have our photo booth will be back.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
now what's the photo booth?
Photo booth is you stand there and you get your picture taken, and he automatically spits out the picture for you to take right at that moment. And it's a color photograph, 4x6 glossy.
Oh, nice.
And it's a really good memory because it's done very nicely. It has a little border on it and everything, and it's just perfect. So last year the line was so long the entire time that we're hoping to maybe even get 2 this year. We don't know for sure yet.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to wait in line. That's wonderful. Well, see, that's what the planning is good for, is that you can say, well, this didn't work, let's make it better. Right. Now I know there was a favorite tree that people sort of gravitated towards.
Oh,
are you going to have that?
Yeah, of course, the bra tree. Is that what you're mentioning? The famous bra tree. 2 years ago, people were taking their bras off and handing them to us to put on the tree. And then last year we had some more that we purchased from, I think, online. But the bra tree will be there with all those signs that were there.
We're buying bras in bulk now to throw on a tree. That's what I'm doing in my retirement. I love it.
It was so much fun. And and people they dress up and in costume and look so good, and everyone smiles and has a great time.
Oh, yeah.
It's the happiest event, I think, that we have here in Laguna Woods.
Yeah.
And one of the largest events that we have here in Laguna Woods.
And we're thinking baby boomers, but it's not. It doesn't have to be that it was something that happened exactly in your generation at that particular age and your music. Anybody can enjoy this, right?
Every age. We don't let children in, but every age, with adults on up, and everyone can enjoy. Everyone loves music, and loves to watch people have a good time and laugh and have a good time. So I think that it's ageless, limitless.
Yeah, it's a festival. It's a music festival, and they're very popular right now. So it just kind of it flows into that. But those of us who do remember Woodstock, it's very special to listen to our bands, who are fantastic, play this music and take us back. Yes. It's a very special thing, and I think that's why it's so popular here.
Yes.
And especially this year. You went right up to the last minute last year. I know you were, and you were so disappointed when it had to be canceled, and we understood why. We all understood why, but you kept going on the off chance that it was going to be still on, and I thank you for that. And I think a lot of your hard work kind of applied to this year, so you had some things already.
And we pushed it back too, so this is September.
Yes. Yeah.
We were able to push it back as much as we could in order that more people would be able to come, because of COVID, hoping it would be completely, over, and that we'd be able to feel comfortable being around each other and having a good time together. And then also about the scheduling. We're having these little flower children that'll run around with posters telling us when to come in to the inside bands in Clubhouse 2, which will be the local bands, and then when to come back out for the bands that we're paying for that are on the outside. And we're having Love Saves the Day back again, which people love Ruby, and so they'll love to have her back. We heard that was a band that they really enjoy.
Yes. So, she's great. Yeah, they're all great.
And everyone's out there dancing and having just
and they do these costume changes, some costume changes. It's absolutely remarkable. Well, it's going to be great. I know that a lot of people, look forward to this all year long.
Yes.
And we'll be here, and once they hear of all the thoughtful, changes and, improvements that you've put into it this year, I'm sure they're going to be saying, I'm putting that exactly on my calendar, September 18th, that's a Saturday, and be here at Clubhouse 2, and we're going to make it easy. Everything's going to be easy for you to get here.
And another thing too, if anyone, if they think about being warm or whatever, remember, they can go inside Clubhouse 2, and they can meander around there. There'll be food and crafters and music inside there. So there'll be a cool place. Also, the back patio is covered, and so there's cool areas for people that get really warm and stuff, and that'll be available. And September probably won't be as warm. Who knows what it'll be like? No telling, is it? Free ice cream, though. We're having free ice cream.
What?
Yeah, a cart going around carrying free ice cream.
Girlfriend, you're supposed to lead with free ice cream. What's wrong with you?
It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have such a great time. It's just wonderful.
We're already having a good time.
I know, we're already having fun. We're already dressed up. We're ready to go.
No kidding. Yeah, exactly. I know. I just you have multiple Woodstock wardrobes. I think I want to see your closet sometime. Well, thank you, Diane, for coming today and bringing some of your co-partners here in Woodstock with you today, and helping us to understand more about the day, the event, all the work you put into it, and we're just really excited about the fact that it's happening, and it's going to be spectacular.
Oh, thank you for letting us share.
We're so lucky to have you and your group, and I'm just excited. I'm going to be here with the Village TV crew.
No one's better. You are fantastic.
Well, thank you. No, we have a good time, and I'm going to be walking around, and I'm going to have contests and asking people, different things about the original Woodstock. So, brush up on your Woodstock knowledge, trivia, and prizes, and all sorts of things. So, yeah, we're going to keep the action moving here.
It'll be wonderful.
It's going to be wonderful.
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And having you makes it more perfect than ever.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, my good
Love
friend.
you.
Well, thank you very much, and we will be right back. Excited to be speaking with Annie Zipkin. Now, Annie, in addition to her Laguna Woods Woodstock committee responsibilities, Annie has a historic point of view on Woodstock because she was actually there. Annie, wow, what a story to tell.
Absolutely. It was an adventure.
Well, tell us how you happened to hear about Woodstock and what happened.
So I grew up and I lived in New York City. And I spent my teenage years going to concerts every weekend. We had the Fillmore East, we had stadiums, Shea Stadium, we had so many concert venues. So I grew up with music. And it was the 60s, so we were hippies. I went to an art school, so we were really hippies, yeah. We used to go out and protest the wars in Central Park and do all kinds of fun things, because it was great. It was in New York City. So Woodstock started advertising, and it was going to be on August 15th, 16th, and 17th, and the 16th is my birthday. So we got very excited about it because everywhere there was advertisements on buses, and I once stole a bus sign actually of the Woodstock poster, and so we were very excited, and we actually bought tickets, and my girlfriend Susan and I, believe it or not, we hitchhiked up to White Lake, and we went the day before on Thursday. So we got there early, we made it safely, and we started going in. I can't believe it's 51 years ago because I remember it so well. We were walking in and big mobs of people started coming. And unfortunately, because Woodstock, they changed the location only a few weeks before the festival when White Lake kicked them out and they ended up on Max Yaggs' farm. So they weren't finished by Thursday. And the festival was supposed to start Friday. They weren't finished, the fences weren't finished. So people started climbing on the fences and knocked the fences down, and just mobs of people started rushing through. And at that point, even they were working on the stage and they couldn't control the crowd, and I remember the announcer saying, "Okay, everybody, it's a free concert now." And it was so funny because we had tickets. Yeah.
So that was hence the quote, the finger quotes when you said bought tickets. You really didn't need to buy tickets because it was just everybody come on in.
That's right. That's right. That's what happened. They couldn't control it.
Was that frightening to have it sort of a mob moving forward? And
no, because we had the peace and the love and all that good stuff. So so Thursday we found a place to sit and we hung out, and then Friday was kind of crazy. More and more people kept coming until I stood up in the crowd and looked around, and as far as I can see in every direction were people. Yeah, and there was a little food stand somewhere, and I finally went and got some food, but it was very difficult. So then Friday night, the concert started, and it was all wonderful. The Melanie played and Richie Havens, and then all of a sudden, and as I watched the film, at the last Woodstock, we had a history museum that I was in charge of, and actually there's about a dozen people here in Laguna Woods who went to Woodstock. So we put together a museum and we showed the film. And when I watched the film and I watched that storm coming in on Friday night, I couldn't believe how bad it was. I mean, I was there, but watching it in that movie, so anyway, we got rained on. all night long. It was horrible because when you wake up in the morning and there's water in your sleeping bag, we were not prepared. We were kind of young and naive, and then on Saturday the music started again, and my girlfriend and I were just disgusted. We had been there for 2 days. We were wet, soggy, hungry, had to go to the bathroom, whatever. So we actually left. And we started walking, and there was still mobs and mobs of people coming. And I actually bumped into 2 people I knew.
Boy.
In that crowd.
What are the chances? Yeah. So did you leave?
Yeah, we left.
Oh,
we
my
left
goodness.
on Saturday afternoon. Yeah.
Now, in retrospect, do you regret that, or do you?
We were so miserable and wet and tired, and I didn't know if it was going to keep raining.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
And no, I don't regret it. I got to go. We had fun. I could say I was there.
Exactly.
But I was kind of miserable at the end of the day.
Yes.
And then it was my birthday that day.
Yeah. I
my
know.
17th birthday.
Oh my
at
goodness.
Woodstock. Yes.
Well, then I think you made a good decision. You were there, and you still had time to do other things. So.
We were so tired and just miserable by the time we got home. It was an adventure, I'll say that.
Oh my gosh! And then when you saw it afterwards, you saw what it had become. I mean, that's pretty amazing to say, I was there, and you can forever, and are still able to say it and impress people with that, because that's a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Really is a
we
big
didn't
deal.
know. Nobody knew in New York at that time when they were doing Woodstock. It was just going to be a big concert, and we were so used to concerts. We were going to concerts all the time.
Sure.
And nobody knew what that would be. Nobody had an idea. But there
No.
was an incredible venue of people who were playing. It was amazing. When we saw the list of people who were playing, all the musicians.
It was a who's who. It was really
was.
remarkable, and it was the beginning of a career for some folks too, which was great, a launch pad. So well, Annie, I can't even tell you how much texture that adds to our whole Woodstock experience. To hear about your experience there is amazing, and it's how wonderful. And by the way, you really remember it moment to moment, which is kind of exciting, because we were kind of like walking along with you in the crowd and the storm and feeling the whole experience. So
thank you. And it's funny because my career, and also I was a flower child.
Yes.
Then I became the plant lady.
I know. We want to know.
And now I'm like a Laguna
Woods
Woods gardener.
I know. I'm going to talk to you on another show. Well, thank you, Annie, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the event.
Thank you, Cindy.
All right,
We're looking
pleasure.
forward. It's going to be
Pleasure.
great this year.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, and we'll be right back. Speaking with Bill Hamburger. And Bill, welcome to this preview of the exciting Woodstock event. Exactly, we're so excited. Now, you are a wearer of many hats. We know you around the village in a lot of different capacities, but we're going to talk to your musician hat today.
Drums and
vocals?
And vocals.
And vocals, all right.
I've been doing more vocals for some reason.
Yeah, well,
they like my voice.
Because you're good at it. And that's the other hats, which we'll get to in a second. So tell me, is anything new this year with the bands?
Bands-wise, there's a new band. One of the bands on the inside is going to be the Nomads, which they did a lot of work during COVID.
They did.
In the park.
Yes.
And it was actually a band that just came together where a bunch of musicians wanted to jam.
Yeah.
And it came together, and we really got organized, and it's actually gotten to be a really good band. And they're going to be on the inside stage, and they are going to be the second, or rather third inside band.
They are, okay. So, and this is similar to what we've had in the past, that there are inside bands outside. Right. So people can go in, cool off a little bit, they can still get excited about the music, still dance.
There's music all the time.
The music all the time, yep. And so the band's get a break, and a new band can come up. Now, I have to ask you, which band are you going to be with?
Three.
Okay.
The Woods Combo.
Okay. Band X.
Yep. And the Nomads.
Oh, perfect. Oh, excellent. Oh my gosh. Oh, gee. Wow. All right. I have so many questions about this.
Okay.
Bands are different. They're different by just the nature of coming together of different musicians.
Correct.
Their love of different, sometimes music genres, and their just approach to music. Tell me, how is it different for you when you're in a different band, especially on the same day?
Well, to me, it's like when I play with the Woods Combo, that's all jazz. It's swing.
Yes.
To me, it's much more rhythmically challenging to play that kind of stuff. The Nomads and Band X It's just more rock and roll based, more dance based. Band X is more of an R&B band, where the Nomads is just a straight dance band. As any musician gets into this, it's the love of the groove. It's the love of the beat. That's the drug of music.
Yes.
I mean, we started to play in the park and doing Woodstock because people just love to play.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a case of how much we need to pay. It was just, it's fun to play.
Yes, but you have different instruments in each band. You have some
Correct.
bands have, yes. So the music has to sound a little different because you have just different instrumentation.
It does. I mean, the Woods Combo, which is going to be the second band or the first band on Inside, that's a jazz band, it's a swing band, which we have adopted Woodstock material to swing.
Oh, wait a minute, really? That's interesting.
We did it last time too.
Yes.
And it went very well.
I had to be gone last time.
Sorry, because you probably went to Woodstock up in New York State.
I was close. I was Woodstock adjacent, but I didn't go. Long story. So that's interesting that there's a flavor of Woodstock to a jazz combo.
All the bands should be doing Woodstock material.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Is it all? Okay.
Pretty much. I would.
Nice.
80% of it's going to be that they're adapting the playlist of each band to Woodstock era music.
Right.
And that's what made it interesting with the Woods Combo, was taking the swing and putting swing into Woodstock music was kind of cool.
So does this approach make our Woodstock event unique in some way in the world, because we take different genres, different band groups and play the Woodstock music? I
think the unique part is again, getting back to the Woods Combo, that's the unique part of it. The other bands are really rock bands, and they're based in dance.
Yes.
The Woods Combo is unique. I remember David Deering wanted to try that 2 years ago.
Yes.
Or was it 3 years ago?
3, yeah.
And it came off really well, so he invited us back. So it is unique in that way. Yeah, for sure.
So, Bill, I also want to ask you a little bit about your music, because you are also an archivist and a historian. You have a podcast, and you research different types of music, and you bring it out.
I did radio and did broadcasting for 40 years. I developed a broadcast called Under the Classic Rock, which is a podcast, and it's still being downloaded. But
well, my question is, in researching and involving yourself in different eras of music and different musical groups, does that influence how you approach playing your music? Did you bring some of that into it, or just does this knowledge help you become a better musician?
I don't think so. It's just from playing for so many years and just absorbing so much of it that I've played, that it just really becomes second nature. I mean, when I play, I don't think about it. I mean, I just think about, I'm listening to the sound of the band. I mean, I'm not thinking about, okay, in this genre of music, I should play this beat. That much I don't.
It's not consciously
not
that
definitely
level of awareness.
No.
I know sometimes people probably ask you, how long did it take you to prepare for this particular venue and music, and you have to answer. I know what you have to answer. As an artist, I know this. You have to say it took me about a half hour and 20 years. Because
it takes a lot of practice.
It does. It kind of comes in. It folds into your being over time, and it comes out in your present day performance.
As a player, I have to practice, because if once I sit down and play the drums, if I haven't rehearsed and practiced just myself doing rudiments, my body won't do what my brain tells it to do. So that I've got to practice.
Yes.
The better you get, the more you have to practice.
Yes, yeah.
So.
And everybody loves drums. Everybody loves.
Not everybody.
Oh yes, maybe your neighbors don't.
Thankfully, I have a very quiet pad set. But yeah, when you start drum solos, people walk away. So.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Oh well, you know what? That makes room for the rest of us who move right up to the front. So.
Hey, let's go see the drummer do his drum solo.
Heck
and he's at Woodstock too.
Hello,
wow.
Ginger Baker. Come on, drums are the best. Anyway,
cool.
So thanks for letting us know a little bit about the bands that are going to be there,
sure.
and the fact that how you're preparing for it, and the different groups that you're going to be in, and how they have formed over COVID, and the fact that they're now coming together for Woodstock, which I think was
yeah.
a really cool thing. And I want to thank all of you, all of the bands, you and all of the others who have played during COVID, because, you know, I came over here to Clubhouse 2 various times to play pickleball and other things, and the music was always playing, and people were always here. And there's something about that just connects people, gets them out of the house, changes your mindset. So we owe you a great deal for, you know, keeping the music playing while we were struggling.
Well, we did it. We did it for the fans, and we did it for ourselves too. I mean, first thing was, well, let's go out and play. So that's
well,
what we did.
You did a good job. It caught on, and we appreciated it, and it made a difference. So we thank you very much. And we'll look forward to seeing you here.
Woodstock, man.
Woodstock,
Peace, man. Peace, Woodstock. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us today as we got an inside look on the 2021 Woodstock event coming up on September 18th. Many, many thanks to Diane Johansson, Annie Zipkin, and Bill Hamburger for giving us a little bit of a preview on this exciting event. Thank you for watching us on Wednesday and Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m. on Village Television, and anytime you want on Village Television YouTube. Please continue to be kind to yourself and others around you. We're all in this together. So see you next time on Discovering Laguna Woods. Take good care. Bye-bye.